Should be good now. All right, mic check. Mortal Masters podcast. Your host, mate, of course. I got a special guest across from me, man. Starting off the year 2025. I got Shay Good in the building. How you doing? Clap it up for Shay.
Oh God, I'm doing good. What's up, man?
Hey, look, man, the streets been calling you. Not them streets, you know.
Right. Let's be clear.
The social media streets, you know what I'm saying? They, people want a voice, you know. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, you know, I just see a certain version of you, you know. I see you as what I see you as, what I know you as. And I text you the other day saying the same thing, like, you don't really realize how much of an inspiration you are to a lot of people until like people just randomly just say your name to me, like, oh yeah, because Shay and such, or just like Shay. I'm like, oh, okay, this is, because to me, you just my friend Shay, you know what I'm saying? I ain't think about none of the other stuff, because I've known you before that, or even through that, you know, everything you've been through to get to where you at now. And so when I see it, it's like, okay, cool. Let's calm down now. You know, after like the first, second and third time, I'm like, all right, that's, you know, I done told you that's my friend. We cool.
Yeah.
I get it. Let's start bringing him up now. You know what I'm saying? But how you been? What you been up to, man?
I've been good. I really just been chilling. You know, I've been off work for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, shout out to you. Clap it up for you.
Shout out to Teacher Vibes. But yeah, I just been chilling. I recently graduated.
Congratulations, by the way. Clap it up again. Congrats. I seen that.
But yeah, I just really just been staying out the way. I've been focused on a lot of like personal things that I've been trying to, you know, get done. And that's really it. Being a mom, being a girlfriend, being a caregiver, being a lot. Yeah.
I do want to ask you this because you said, you know, to stay out the way and focus on personal things. Just real quick, like, we're touching that at some point down the line as well, I'm pretty sure. But, like, talk about the discipline that takes to, like, really duck off. Like, people say I'm ducked off, but, like, you know, I joke a lot. I know I joke a lot, but, like, you know, or, like, I'm deleting the social media, I'm going away. No, you really be going away. Like, I've literally, I'm not BSing. Like, I've gotten text messages like, hey, do Shay got a Facebook still?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, she just not on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she ain't on it.
Well, for me, a lot of times I have to duck off, like, if I'm in my feelings or if I'm too overwhelmed, because for me, the algorithm on social media, when you're going through stuff, is like everything on your timeline is a reflection of what you're going through. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I don't be wanting to overshare stuff and people be in my business. I'm like, you know, let me get off social media for a little bit. But it really just comes from like, okay, I'm just going to delete the app. Even if I don't delete my account, I'll delete the app so I'm not as active. You know what I mean?
Right.
It does take a lot of discipline because you get so used to it. It becomes addictive where it's like, oh, let me see what they talking about on Facebook. Or let me see what's going on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where it's like, I don't even care. Like, I'm so focused on what's going on in my life right now, I don't care what they talking about on Facebook.
And that's kind of what I mean when I'm asking about the discipline part. Because I know, like, the part about, like, actually just being off of it is one thing, but it's like, it becomes discipline when it's like, you no longer feel like you're missing out on something because you're not there actively. Like, when you're not on Facebook actively, you not feel like you're missing out on, I guess, tea or drama, gossip, whatever. Because personally, you're going through whatever you're going through, or you're trying to get to a certain point in life, or, you know, you're trying to whether jump a hurdle or, you know, reach a destination, whatever, attain a goal, like you just finished graduating, you know, like you graduated. So something like that, like, I feel like it take a lot of discipline because a lot of times people will just fall back on, like, whatever they used to normal.
And it's also about a level of, like, maturity. Like, a few years ago, I used to love tea, okay? I used to be ready to hear what's going on, you know, send me the screenshots. But now, the space that I'm in, I don't really care to hear it. Like, you know, I might get a little tea here and there, but as far as, like, being there to listen to it, like, brew, I'm good on it. You know what I mean? Like, calling me, oh, girl, guess what? I don't care to hear about it. Especially if it's about somebody and it's not nothing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just simply don't have time for it no more.
I know the irony is we talk about social media, but I know it's a meme. But you know that meme or, I guess, viral status, recycle status, people say, you know, don't talk about nobody life hard enough. Like, I don't want. Really, people be going through stuff for real. So a lot of times, what's tea to one person that really is real life to somebody else. So case in point, it's ain't nothing like with you or nothing like that. But I know like it's been a time or two. I'm saying or two, very vague. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you'll delete your post, your status. I mean your Facebook or your and the first thing somebody say is like, oh, she must have broke up. Oh boy. But that's tea to somebody. But and not saying this is the reason why you're doing it, but like even if that is a reason, that'd be a real life thing for you though. You know, it won't be a play thing or like something you want discussed or you just ready to come on the podcast and air this out. Like that's not, it's real life. You know, you get attached to somebody, you fall in love with somebody, you actually having a life with somebody, it's real life. And to somebody, it's just tea because they just seeing pictures.
Yeah.
And all the good stuff.
And the biggest thing is when you're so public and you decide to go like private, it's like...
Add popular to that as well.
Yeah. But it's so many people that if I don't post enough pictures, they're like, hey, girl, you all right? You know, you and your man still together? It's like, yeah, we good. Oh, well, you know, I ain't seen you post them in a few months. You know, I thought y'all had broke up. No, literally, people came up here like, oh, you know, you and so-and-so still together? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you know, you ain't posted since like June. It's like...
But see, to me, what that mean, though? You know what I'm saying? Because like, so say we not what you think is fair game. Like why are you asking me this?
Yeah.
You know, like what's your...
Just because, like I tell my boyfriend and me and my friends joke about it all the time, people study your social media, okay? If the last time I posted my boyfriend was in June and here we are in January, oh, they must be done broke up. She just ain't deleted pictures or, you know, whatever. People study stuff like that, seriously.
No, I 100% agree. And like I said, I don't think everybody really know, but because some people actually know that we are friends, I would get asked that question, like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think, and you could speak to, like, I'm not just saying this like it's a rehearsed thing, but like, I really don't be asking you business stuff, really. I don't sit there. I've never asked you about your relationship ever in life. Yeah. Like, I just don't do that. So if I'm friends with somebody, it's because I'm friends with them because of what I know them as and, you know, what we got. But like, not about their personal life. I don't be knowing nothing like that. Like, I don't get into that. But that is funny because you are like a public figure. Yeah. I mean, I know, quote unquote, we all are, but I say that with you because it's a lot of things you do. Like, and it's we'll break that down in a minute, but like a lot of things really intertwine. So you are a teacher, you know, you are a mom, you are a girlfriend, you know, you are a social media representative for a large group of women, you know, and then just in the city, but you also attached to like what I would say, because Dorian attached, probably the best event Augusta has to offer. Yeah, coming from Augusta is Ratchet Bingo. You know, let's relax. I said, period. Let's
It's the best event. Period.
Nah, for real. Anything attached to Dorian is gonna be fire. Like I don't care what anybody say. He's the GOAT. And so that also it's like a bunch of things intertwined. So like if and mind you, you're popular to me before all that. Yeah. You know, like before I met you, I already knew who you were because I seen you on social media. I didn't know exactly what you're popular for, but I know everybody was sharing your stuff, and I don't know.
Dorian called me the cool kid.
Yeah, I can go. If Dorian said it, we gonna go with it. You know, if Dorian said it, we going with it. That's just how it goes. But so that's how I always, you know. And then when I finally did meet you, shout out to Mo when we were able to connect. Then I started to see why, you know, how things happen, and just even watching you when you first started your podcast, and the guests you was able to have on, you know. Another person I podcast with and I talk, and even with Donald Doe, who I produce, his daughter Lacey. Yeah. First time I seen her was on your podcast, you know. So that was something that you hit, and you had and I remember her being in that room and like talking with you. It was two other people, but just realized like, damn, she know a lot. Like how she was talking, she knew a lot. Like, damn, okay. And then the guests you had on, like everybody was like, wasn't just no regular guest. Everybody seemed to have something going on. So I like that. I said, okay, she got some kind of connection with greatness or, you know, just successful people. So shout out to you for that. So yeah, where you been at though? Because that's what people want to know. Like they want to know exactly where you been. Like, you know, you ducked off. I get it. You know, you in school, you teaching, but like you hot 1 minute, you cold 1 minute. Like what's to Shay, man? What's Shay been at, man? What she been up to?
I have been, I'll be honest, like, so, you know, yes, being in a relationship or whatever, for people who want to know, yes, me and my boyfriend is still together.
Oh, clap it up, y'all.
We'll be 2 years officially dating in February. But even that, you know, like being so public with my relationship at first, and now I'm trying to be like a little bit more private, and not because anything in particular, but just, trying to focus more so on our real goals instead of being like social media goals. And also, I've been a caregiver for my dad for like the last year, which has been hard. Okay, people don't tell you how hard it is having to take care of one of your parents. So that's been like really
real quick.
Yeah.
Because you said something, I want to make sure, because I know we kind of go through something similar. I don't know if it's even that people don't tell you. I think if you realize, like, what you're doing it now, and I've been doing it for years, just like you, it's so hard to speak on it.
Yeah.
That you can't tell nobody. And sometimes it's one of them things where you can't even tell nobody, like, how hard it is to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really, you be at a loss for words. So I think one time you was talking about possibly, or I think maybe somebody else on the stat about now I tagged you, and we talking about possibly like having like a group.
Oh yeah, Latasha. Shout out to Latasha.
Shout out to her. Yeah, she was on a podcast one time.
She came by my house.
She's a goat. She's also a very
Christmas. She came by to get a plate. Shout out to her. And
shout out to her. She's a very smart person and probably one of the most amazing people from Augusta I ever met. But yeah, I think that's important because I think we all go through different ways. Yeah. But it's super hard. And I know, like I said, you in a public eye, I'm in a public eye. We can't just post sad stuff all day. You know, but you want to though.
No, yeah, you can't.
But you can't.
Because people gonna tell you to take it down.
Oh my God.
Or they gonna say, this not you.
But they don't understand. It is right now. Yeah. Like, I'm looking in the mirror. I see this person. It's me.
So many times I want to vent or I want to say stuff and I'm like, I know I'm gonna have 100 comments saying, this isn't you. Oh my God, take this down. You should, and I think for me, in my situation, the hardest thing for me, and not to bash anybody, but I'm taking care of my real biological father. And growing up, he wasn't the best father, right? He was always around, but he wasn't as present as he should have been. So now, 30-some years later, having to take care of him is like, sir,
I feel you.
You better be glad.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? People don't tell you stuff like that. So it's like, it's really hard because sometimes I catch myself like, you ain't even do such and such and such for me growing up, and now I'm having to take care of you. So it's like, a lot of times I have to catch myself like, Shay, what would Jesus do?
That's tough. I want to say this to you, just then this is the only thing I would say. So I know, like, my mom had a stroke, so same thing, you can take care of your parent, but on the flip side, like, you with your dad. So before my dad passed that year, he was down here, so I had to take care of her. But now he lived with me though, so I would go to this hotel, bring him food every day, all this stuff. Like, he just wanted all the stuff in the world. I remember doing a podcast right at the old location I was at my studio, and I remember when he came down. I remember trying to ask people, thinking out loud, like, what y'all think? Like, this was going on. My dad called, blah blah blah. Somebody who don't like, we ain't talking 2 years, 3 years at a time. We had a whole apartment together and everything. We ain't talk. He left. He just didn't talk. He didn't break the lease. He didn't clean his room. It was dirty. He just left. We didn't talk again until like literally 2 years till he needed me.
Yeah.
But I was there. I did it. I said, all right, come down, boom. And I remember, like I said, he gave me a hug. And like, I don't know if you had the same thing I had, but like when I remember like he hugged me and I was like, damn, I needed that.
Yeah.
It's my dad, it's like you need it. Yeah. So no matter how you feel about him, it's like, it's still your dad. I never fought somebody for like, when like they can't, I guess, shake a person because I don't know how they feel about that person.
Yeah.
I remember feeling bad, thinking like, damn, my mama called me. I might get 2-3 missed calls from my mom back then, and I might call her back, later when I got time.
Yeah.
My call from my dad. Like, I'm like, oh shh, hey, what's going on? And I ain't talking 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I say like you were saying, like, it's still a feeling like, damn, like you asked me to do all this stuff, but like, damn, I feel like you could have did more for me. Yeah. I kind of feel a little like I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I feel guilty for not doing it because I feel like you only get one dad. Yeah. And like I owe you for whatever you did to bring me into this world, right? Whatever night you had, whatever, I owe you for that. And so that's a struggle. It's a struggle in itself. Yeah. So I definitely understand where you come from. But one thing I will say is, like, regardless of what happened, I think you'll feel good about whatever you're doing. Because like I said, if I had known that was going to be his last year, I probably did more. And I know I did a lot, but I would have did a lot more too.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of them things where, like, sometimes you put in a position because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I can sleep at night, you know. It's probably not my pace to tell, but like my sister and him wasn't talking when he passed.
Yeah.
So I know, and she's the only girl.
Yeah.
So I know she feel away, like, damn, I should have I should have, but you think you got time, or you be all in our feeling by our parents, but really a lot of times we smarter than our parents right now. Like we got more resources.
Yeah.
We know certain feelings to tap into. We know, certain things that's just generational. That's not maybe your fault.
Yeah.
We were just talking off air about somebody like, talking a certain way and how they move, but sometimes it's just how they brought up.
Yeah.
And we got the information now, whereas in the past, I don't think they had the information. They just did whatever they had to do and went from there. So
yeah, and that's how my dad was. Like, my dad is Jamaican, so he he had a really hard like upbringing.
Yeah.
So he taught me a lot as far as like being independent, working hard and, don't take care of no man and, all this other stuff. But it's a lot of things that he missed out on. So like now me being 30, I'm 33. Yeah. So like he'll call me and be like, don't go out, don't stay out too late. Don't be drinking and driving. And I'm like, and my mom like, nigga, I've been doing this for years. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't been around.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he'll be like, you don't need to do this. Like, did you lock your door? Did you? And I'm like, sir, you just coming around. I've been good for all these years without you. But, sometimes I have to just catch myself and say, at the end of the day, he's still my dad. I'm just going to do all that I can. Because if he was to die today, at least I can say, well, at least I did my part.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what I try to keep at the front of my forehead every day.
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I know I texted you some stuff I wanted to talk about. When I had said where you been, I didn't think I actually forgot that as well.
Yeah.
Because even though you was in that chat when we talked about it, I actually forgot that you were doing that.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking you just ducked off because I know how you got to hide from social media sometimes. No. See, I'm thinking a whole nother thing, but it's really real life stuff going on that you just can't be on social media.
I think the hardest part is that, you know how, like, my dad is on dialysis.
Damn.
And every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6:15 a.m., he got to be there. And then you got to pick him up. Mm-hmm. And then, it's all these appointments. And they're like, he blind in one eye. And, it's just appointments every week. And it's just like, oh my God. And me and my sister be like, okay, who turn? Okay, I'm tired. I got to go to work. So, it's so much. And a lot of times I be wanting to like just post like, people don't understand how hard it is. But again, we can't post certain stuff on social media because that's not,
And then I never want anybody to think I'm crying out for help per se. I'm just venting. So like, okay, so you in a relationship, like you might talk to your boyfriend and you might say certain things, right? Yeah. You're not really expecting him to like put you in your place or like give you like this kindly advice. You're just saying it to talk to a wall. Yeah. Like, nigga, don't say nothing back to me. Just let me get it out.
And sometimes I have to say that, hey, I'm not talking for a rebuttal. I just want you to listen.
Right.
And he'll be like, okay. And sometimes he'll be like, you want me to say something? Nope, I'm good. And I walk out the room because I don't need it.
And that's what I had to learn, like, even with the in relationship, while like somebody could be telling you something and they not like wanting you to solve it. It's just I'm venting. Let me say it, and I've kind of mastered that of when it's venting and when it's like you just complaining, Yeah. And sometimes them posts just be that. It's just to get it off.
Yeah.
I put it out there and not even come back to it. I ain't thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
But then you come back and you realize, so on the flip side of social media, you realize how many people going through the same thing sometimes. Yeah. When you come back and you're like, I got 20-something shares, like, damn, what? All these comments is like, oh, everybody going through the same thing. Yeah. Or people understand what I'm going through or have been through it. Yeah. You get inboxes, oh, damn. I don't check them, but when I do check them, I'm like, oh, damn, okay, this person said that. I don't have time to check. I don't get in trouble. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, but I also feel like sometimes you have people who genuinely can't understand, and then you also have people that's on there just to criticize or just to have an opinion about a situation that they're not, involved in.
Or they just, what's funny? Or they just reading whatever you put in the wrong way. Because sometimes you'll post, like, I know I do. I'll post something and I'll get a call. What's this about? Oh, it's not about you, bro. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, you even call me about, it's not about, then I feel like I shouldn't have to explain what it's about. But if I choose to, now I'm upset. I had to explain it to you. Yeah. Like, well, my mom going through this, then third. Yeah. I feel like this. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
And then you got people who also like will feel like whatever you're saying is a shot at them because you might just be venting about, quote unquote, I don't have help with this. Yeah. And they feel like, well, why you ask me? Well, I didn't say I need help. I just want to complain about it for a little while. Just let me get off.
Just give me 5 minutes.
That's my God, please. That's what in 20. No, I seen that for the end of the year. Like something about just give me a minute, just give me a damn minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that should be 2025. Give me 5 minutes, bro. Like
That's it.
I need 5, and really 5 minutes for people like that's like me and you that doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, like, even sometimes if I call my mom, because, like, for example, Christmas Day, we were all together. We cooked at my house, and my dad was saying something to my sister. He was like, Mookie, da-da-da-da-da. And my mom was like, who are you talking to? She was like, do you know she's grown? And so my dad was like, what you said? So he was like, you talking to her like she's 12. And so my dad was like, oh, I'm sorry. He started laughing. And my mom was like, see, this is what happened when you don't be around raising your kids.
She got to chill.
And so, we all laughed about it, but it's like, that's really how he be treating us. So it's like, yeah, sometimes I have to catch myself like, ooh, child.
Yeah, but it's rough because, like I said, it's you got your own feelings, but I think when you are young and healthy, or you feel like life is going well for you, I think deep down you feel for someone, a loved one, definitely who you feel like life isn't going well for right now, and I'm in a position to help that person. And I also think I got kids. I'd be remiss if they was like, look, I don't care. Like, okay, my 2 daughters, they here with us right now. They in the back. I always keep my daughters with me. I can't imagine them like, yo, daddy, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, all I did for you in my life. You know what I'm saying?
You like, can I get a sub today? No, you eat ravioli.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I need what that's why I spoil them now so they can spoil me later, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But yeah, so I didn't expect that to get that deep, but I definitely understand what you're going through because I go through something similar right now with my mom. And like I said, luckily my mom, she has done a lot for me in life, so I don't never feel no way about doing it for her. But it's, it's your parents. It's like you got to deal with the attitude sometimes, and you got to be the parent sometimes, and it's hard to play your role because your role switch so much day to day of who you got to be, how firm you got to be, and then you still want to be yourself. You still want to be. You still want to go party. You still got ratchet bingo. You still you got to go teach. It's a whole bunch of kids whose future you may impact any given day. So you got to make sure when you go into that building.
Yeah, I can't take none of it with me.
Can't. And that's hard to do.
It is.
It's funny.
Listen, I'm telling you, some mornings, I'm not just going to say some like it's a lot, but some mornings, like every day when I go into work, I always be like, good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? If it's ever a morning where I come in and I'm silent, like my team already know, I'll give her a second.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll walk in my room, don't speak to anybody. I'll go in there, I'll cry. I'll, get myself together. I'll be like, all right. I come back out. Good morning. How y'all doing? They be like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right now. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So, yeah, I don't get to take my issues and dump it on my kids because they don't deserve it.
I guess a 2-part thing I want to say to you. So the first thing is, as you was talking, it came to my mind, and I don't know if we ever realized like how impactful, important, how timeless this song is. But like as you was talking, I started thinking about Erykah Badu, Bag Lady. I don't know why. Yeah. Like when I was young, I thought she went groceries for real. Let's start there, right? Okay, I wasn't good at dissecting the songs back then. But as I got older and I started hearing them, like, you gonna hurt your back. You gonna hurt yourself. Drag all them bags like that. And like you don't realize like how much on a day-to-day you're actually doing, you take on. Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking to you as Shay, but Shay to me is Shay to me. But then like you got like 7, 6, 8, 10 different like kind of people looking at you, whether it's social media, whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's your kid, whether it's your dad, whether it's your folks, whether it's Ratchet Bingo crew, whether it's your side hustle you're doing over here, whether it's your friends, just
my little brother who calls
your little brother, like it's all these things you are to people, and I know it firsthand. It's sometimes like you say you need a minute, but you need the 5 minutes, but like you need a lot of time to really gather yourself. So the second thing I want to say is, like, what is that like? Because you said like sometimes you'll go in, you'll cry, right? Now, because of death, I have cried, but I never like really cried just because like overwhelmed. I guess
I cry all the time.
But I'm just asking for myself, like how beneficial is it, and like what is it like? How does it feel? What does it do? I might want to do it one day. I don't know.
And like when I cry all the time, and it just kind of release some of the tension that I have, because like when I get overstimulated, where it's like You know, I got a million things in my mind that I need to do, but I got to cook dinner, right? Or I got to do homework. And then my dad just called me saying, I'm not going to dialysis tomorrow. I just want to go ahead and speed up the process. And then it's like, then my little brother called me, oh, something's going on. I need you. They sent me $200. And it's like, okay. So I tell my kids, hey, I'm going in my bathroom. I need 20 minutes. I go in there, I cry, and I'm like, all right, what can I do first? What's I'm going to do second? And I make a list. And then everything else, I tuck it in, and I come out the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, I'm good now. But some days, I can't.
It ain't that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend to come home, he'll be like, all right, what can I do? And I'm like, I just need like an hour to just lay in the bed. And he gives me the hour, but he doesn't allow me to just stay there. You know, he be like, all right, get your time. Because a lot of times when you have so many like hats to wear, it's like, who's going to take some of the pressure off me?
Yeah.
And then it's like, my boyfriend, he can help to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, I still got to do it. You know what I mean? So for me, crying allows me just to release some of the tension, where it's like, I get a little break to just kind of recalibrate everything. I still got to do it, but everything don't have to be done right this second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can take a week to do this.
Got you.
Or I can take 2 days to do this. You know what I mean? So for me, crying just kind of like, just ease some of it, you know.
What about the $200? When do you send that? I'm just curious. Like, where that's on your list?
What you need it for? Like, I need a little bit more,
man,
like,
yeah.
you know, because my little brother, he'll call me and be like, oh yeah, I got this and I need to do this. And it's like, okay, I'm going to send it. Am I going to get it back? Probably never. But okay, I'm going to send it. You know, because with my little brother, I'm like his second mama.
Yeah.
Because my mama, you know, she's 65. He 20-something. So it's like, yeah.
So the crying thing, I asked that because, you know, you got these memes and stuff that's out now too. You know, I'm just a girl, and you know, relax.
I'm just a girl. I need help. I can't do nothing. Ask my boyfriend. I need help with everything.
Oh boy,
please.
I know the feeling, man.
I can't do nothing by myself.
I know the feeling. Oh boy, that's funny though.
For real.
Let me ask you this, because it's on a tangent. I'm gonna be all over the place a little bit, but you say I can't do nothing, but I'm pretty sure there's some value, a lot of value that you also add to his life and load, or just how you help him as a person as well. So even though you say you need help with everything, what are some things you think you help him with?
Oh, everything. Okay. He is in a winner circle.
It sounds like nothing right now. You gotta give me something, Shay. It sounds like nothing. Come on.
Listen, Linda. Don't get me wrong, like, my boyfriend is definitely my helpmate. Meaning he helped me in so many different ways. He makes me better, but I feel like I make him better with, like, just holding him accountable. Mm-hmm. You know, pushing and motivating him just to be better. Like, when it comes down to either training or working out, if he say he want to do something, what's up? Like, let's get it done. Yeah. You know what I mean? If it's something in his personal life where he's struggling with something, okay, let's do this and this so this can be better. You know what I mean? Right. And really just kind of like broadening his like horizons. Like, when we first got together, I was like, you got your passport? He was like, nah. I'm like, you need to get it. And I think we started dating like November, February, we like officially got together. I was like, hey, you need your passport? He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. I was like, nah, like, I already booked us a trip. We're going to Jamaica for your birthday. You need to get it now. And he was like, okay. So, you know, if he say he want to do something or go somewhere, let's make it happen. So
I'm glad you said that, because that's how I'm thinking about it too. Like, I know it's funny. I think a lot of times we could sit there and say what someone may do for us. And I think because you're such a doer and you do so much for somebody else, I'm not saying you have a hard time, but I think it's hard to really itemize everything you're doing. Like, itemize. But I do think as you're talking, and if you're what I think you are to him, of course, I think also like you think about the structure, you think about just that, like you said, you was like, if you want to do something, I'm gonna tell you you're gonna do it. But with men, I think that we do need our woman. Sorry. Well, I'm saying women like, not like multiple women, but our women to do it. Because it feels better. And then you feel like you can conquer the world when your girl is saying, we need to do this or you can do this. It's different. Almost like what you said, he's your helpmate. So you may feel less pressure with just venting to him or just telling him something or just telling me your problems and he giving you a few solutions here and there, whatever. It's the same thing. I know one sounds like it's way more heavy than the other one.
Yeah.
But really like, a man can have a dream and be dreaming all his life and then he finally meet the right one.
Yeah.
And that dream turns into like reality.
Yeah.
So even though I know like you said this, that, and third, I do think that the right woman actually, kind of helps a man be on the right path, but also develop themselves and better themselves as time go on. So that's just my little spiel. I just wanted to make sure we put that out there. But I wanted to ask you about like just you, because I knew you for a while now. So what's the difference between like, I guess you in, let's say 2018, 2019, 2021, then like now, 2025?
So like 2018, I ain't gonna lie, I was broke. 2018, I was a broke college student, struggling. 2019 was in my bag, Shay. Like I was hustling,
Well, I've been pressing buttons, that's all.
Nothing illegal, but 2019, I was working at T-Mobile. I was working at Logan's. I was driving Uber. I was like...
You are Jamaican.
Yeah.
I was trying Jamaican. To
get any way I could because I had just graduated college, but I didn't have no money saved because I used all of it, my last semester of school. So I was like really hustling. And then I started teaching. And then like 2020, I started traveling. I was in the streets. I was single, so I was doing everything.
I see the hip up there. Debatable.
2021, I got caught up. Had a baby.
Yo, hold up. Chill out. I got caught up. It's crazy.
I had a baby, so I was like rebuilding, trying to get my mental back together because I couldn't believe it. And then after that, my baby, he's about to be 4 now.
Yeah, life is crazy how fast life goes, bro. I feel like you just had a baby yesterday.
So he about to be 4, we about to be done paying daycare, we about to be in school for real.
About to be on number 3, baby number 3 soon.
No, we good, but we so good on kids. Me and my boyfriend look at each other every other week. We good, right? We good on kids. Yeah, we good. But like now, I'm happy. I'm in a really great space. Outside of just the everyday woes or whatever. But yeah, I'm in a good space.
So you mentioned the baby thing. I thought it was though we talked about before a while back, but like I just remember around that time you was going super hard working out and stuff. Like you was just getting your body back right.
Oh my God.
And then
I was in a gym I did everything in the gym. I woke up, went to the gym. When I got something to eat, came back to the gym. I was in the gym so much, and I'm thankful for my baby though.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, but it's like it's crazy having kids, and not everybody pregnant. Like this leap year caught everybody.
Everybody was leaping,
but me. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, don't get me wrong, kids are a blessing. You got 2 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
But being pregnant, like in your 30s, that's crazy.
Yo, you gotta run. Hey, shout out to anybody at 30 and pregnant, by the way. I wish you a successful pregnancy and,
I do.
No, I know.
But it's crazy.
Want to throw it out there just in case, we got any more, pop outs and stuff like that. Because you never know, bro.
I know for a fact I'm not.
Not you.
Oh,
not you. Just
yeah.
the people. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
The streets is gonna watch it. This is you, Shay. Come on
yeah,
now.
no,
Tighten
I'm
up.
definitely not having no more kids.
I like your sweater, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna do it now. Can you give me that short that bag?
Yes.
Now you can have a large, but take the medium and then just open it up, and I want you to sign it. I'm gonna do it right in the middle of the podcast. Turn it this way. Oh yeah, you officially on More Than Masters podcast. Lift it up real quick. All right, there we go. That looks good. All right, I got you. And I got a marker for you down there too. I don't know how your handwriting is. I know you're a teacher.
Teachers have the best handwriting.
It's debatable.
Real official.
Yeah, that's a large. Shout out to Q. She made the shirt. You the first one to sign it. It's 2025. You know what I'm saying? Look at Shay making history on the pod, man. I don't care what they say about you, man. All right. Let me see. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The first one. Clap it up for Shay Good. That's what I'm talking about. So let me ask you this. New year, new you, Shane. What you think about that?
I don't know. It's the same me. I ain't changing too much.
Are you shaming people for like? Is that like a thing? I know we all joke on social media. I'm just saying, like, should we really shame somebody for like wanting to use the new year as like a reset?
No, it is a reset.
Okay.
It's like I feel like it's a reset now. The whole new year, new me, whatever you want it to be.
Nothing changed in 5 minutes. You know, it's just 12:05 a.m. Let me stop. It's what you're talking about. Let me stop. I gotta stop playing.
But it is a reset. Everything that you didn't do last year, any goal that you didn't complete last year, you get a new, 4 quarters to let's get it done. That degree you wanted, let's get it done.
Mm-hmm.
That weight you want to lose, let's get it done. That house you wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's a restart. Like by this January or by this March, you know what I mean? Because you didn't do it last March. So by this March, you're going to have it done.
So I want to ask you, I got a text. I'm sorry. That threw me off. I'm sorry. I got a text. I'm going to tell you about it when I get out here. It's just funny. What about when, like, how you feel about, like, somebody say it's 2025, right? They do their vision board. But it's the same for 2021. Like, what should we do? Like, what's some pointers you can get somebody that's, like, they got the same vision every year, but ain't nothing really visioning. Like, they got the same vision board. Like,
we need to set, like a plan.
And they wasn't in jail.
Okay,
we
need to set like a step-by-step plan. Like whatever the goal is, okay, how long you gonna give yourself? So let's say you got 6 months to do it. Okay, so what is month one gonna look like? What needs to be done in month 1? What needs to be done in month 2, month 3, and so on. So that way by month 6 it's done. Because all that like, oh yeah, I want to get a new car. Okay, how much money you putting away every month? Or, whatever the goal is, but you got to have a plan. Like any goal I set, I got a very strategic plan on how it's going to get done.
But that's my thing. I'm thinking like, I just feel like there's nothing wrong with, having goals or, having a vision board or using the year to reset. I just think let it be realistic for one, that's the first thing. Like, if you're not going to lose 200 pounds, don't put that on there. Let's start with, come on, man. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying, let's just start with 20. Let's start there, right? Because that 20 going to turn to 20 eventually, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. I just feel like sometimes people have too much motivation, and they're not motivated, just like they're just in a good mood. Yeah. You got to draw back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Too much dip on your chip, too much food on the plate. It's probably not the best example to use, but you get my drift. Yeah. So I'm very, very big on like setting goals and going. I'm more like the silent goal setter kind of guy. Like I ain't just about to put all my stuff out there. I don't know why I believe in energy and stuff like that too. And I feel like people will prey on like you not to do well.
You have to. Because I used to be one of those, oh yeah, I'm about to get this done. And then, put it out until I think it was last year. Yeah, I was working on my master's and I was like, oh yeah, when I get my master's, I'm going to jump into my specialist and I'm going to do this and that. And then some people was like, oh girl, you don't need to do that. And like, it hurt my feelings because I was so excited.
Yeah.
And somebody called me and was like, yeah, you don't need to do that, girl. You're going to be wasting time. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. And I was about to change up my whole 2-year plan because somebody's opinion. And then I was like, going forward, I'm not putting no more of my goals on Facebook. Like, I don't care what it is. I'm keeping everything private until it's done.
Yeah.
Because people will ruin your, your excitement about stuff. And it's like, girl, you ain't even got half of what I got.
But that's funny. But I do think a big part of like being successful at attaining a goal is the excitement you have for that goal too. So a lot of times people don't realize like, I just said that. Yeah, but you ruin my excitement for it, which really in turn can like detour me to want to do something different. Or like you said, you got to change your whole thing up for what?
I was like, I was like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I got this goal where I'm going to finish my master's, jump right into my specialist. That'll take me another 3 semesters. I'll be done. But then when somebody discouraged me, I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't do that. I got to figure something else out. And I'm about to erase my whole drawing board over the opinion on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I finished my master's. I jump straight into my specialist. I'll be done in the summertime. So that's 2 pay raises in less than a year. You know what I mean? So
I ain't got a ching button, but I said it in my mouth.
So it's like you have to be very mindful about who you share your goals with. Yeah.
I agree. I think too, on the other side of it, because I don't want anybody that question things to like ever feel like they did something wrong. But I do feel like knowing a person sometimes, not you per se, but when I hear people have goals, a lot of times I'll question them. Anybody know like I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna ask you questions. I never want to deter nobody to do something like if you want to do it, cool. But I often don't want to mislead nobody when I know I can have an input that'll put you on the right track. So if you give me some unbelievable thing and I ask you questions, I'm not like trying to tell you not to do it. I never said don't do nothing. But I'm asking questions so you can realize how unrealistic what you're saying is. But then also hone back and like, okay, let me revise it. I ain't saying you can't do it. Just revise it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or let's slow down with it and go from there. But I never like tell somebody don't do this, don't do that. Now I've always been the person that I'm just going to ask you questions so that once you answer these questions, you'll know. That, hey. So I ain't gotta say it.
And I'm the same way. Like when people come and be like, oh, yeah, I want to do such and such. I'm like, okay, so what is it gonna look like?
Yep. I'm very big on that.
Like walk me through what this is gonna look like.
I'm gonna sit down, pull a chair out. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this. What's going on?
And if you can't walk me through what it's gonna look like, that means maybe we should.
Yeah. That's funny because I was telling my girl today, I was like, yo, it's like people sometimes they know who to present certain ideas to and how to present them. So I think when somebody talking to me, like I'll be last for some reason. I'm always last, like, So they could be like, yeah, can I touch something touch? Like, won't you tell me that? I'm in my bag now. I dig deep in my bag now. Cause I know I got a bunch of questions because you asked 4 people before you asked me. I'm already knowing it's some BS. So let's go. And it's never to like say you can't do it. It's just like, hey, look, sometimes a person a certain way. I feel like a mother, a father, they're going to want what's best for you all the time. So you say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Oh, yeah, do that. Go for it.
Yeah.
They hear the money you're making. Go for it. I'm the one knowing, how lazy you might be or how unmotivated you are, how lack of discipline, you got, and how much you hate doing certain things. I'm like, hey, look, think about this. So what happens when this happen? And then I ain't saying we can't do it, but let's just be more realistic now because what happens is if I just say then I led you astray to something wrong. And then in the end, I'm the one having to clean that up as well too. I don't want to do that. So be mad for the day. That's fine.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the plan, at some point. So.
And see, a lot of times people don't like coming to tell me stuff, especially like my little brother. When he have an idea, he be like, so Shay, like, I just need you to, and I'm like, let me see. Like, and he be like, nah, like, I already got to figure it out. Okay. Like, explain
Red flag.
it to me.
Red flag.
Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Okay. I ain't gonna worry about it then.
That's funny.
People know what be going on.
Oh, it's on a tangent, but I'm gonna ask this. I know everybody asks. What about you? Like, I know we gotta get into teaching and stuff. I want to talk about that a little bit, but like, any foreseeable future of your podcast come back? You done with that? You out the game?
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Damn, man, my man switched up the feet. That man took out the game, took out the streets, took out the podcast space.
People don't let me be great. Like, I can't. Being a teacher, people see you as just that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and wanting to go into like leadership and, you know, different things, they can't see you as, okay, this is your job or your career, but this is your personal life. So they want you to be in a box. So if I do something in my personal life, it has to affect my career. You want to report me to the board because this is a personal feeling. It has nothing to do with my, you know, ability to do my job, but ethics, you know, plays a role in how you are seen in your personal life. So, you know, I can't be free. So,
and I was gonna ask this. This is probably like a 2-year question, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because what you just said, it made a lot of sense about, you know, how you come off social media and you go back on, and I noticed like during the school year it's more of that than not, but you know, it's Augusta, Georgia. It's just, you know, it's on your chest, right? It's small. It's a small city where everybody know everybody. No, it's just small. It's small.
Okay.
If you think about distance wise, yeah, driving from side to side, no, but I mean like, if you go into any Walmart right now, you're gonna know at least 4 people.
Yeah. Okay.
Small place.
Yeah.
I say that to say, also you come with a certain level of popularity.
Yeah.
You know,
a little bit.
That's not. No, we're not doing that. No. With your profession, because I've gotten this question a couple times. I'm just gonna be blunt with you with this profession, right? Like, should teachers not go to nightclubs at all? Like, should they just not be in nightclubs? Like, is that the rule?
At the end of the day, we're human, right? But it's certain things that, you know, don't go out and get drunk, you know. And if you do, you know, don't you know what I want to say? Don't, you know.
Yeah. You can't. You gotta govern yourself accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. So like a lot of times when I go out, people don't even know I'm out. I don't post. And if I do, it's not like you ain't gonna ever see me out.
Can you have fun that way? Is what I mean. Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that part of the fun part of going out? Like having your phone and like
but you can't. Like, it's a lot of stuff me and my friends might record, never post.
Okay, I got
We'll share it amongst each other.
Okay,
you know what I mean. But like, as far as like, if I get drunk, you ain't gonna never see none of my real friends be like, "Oh, look at her." Because they know my profession.
But when you go, I you know, I don't drink.
Yeah.
You know, I don't drink. But when you go out, like, ain't that? I don't know. I'm asking. Ain't that part of the deal? Like, I'm out and I'm drinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like it come with it.
Yeah,
you know?
we get lit, but you can't put it on social media. You know what I mean? Like, you like cheers, you know. But
is that why I do boomerangs all the time? Because like it just like okay.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
You can't hear what's going on, but you can. Cheers.
Yeah, it's just like it alludes to something, but it's not showing anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like if I go out, I don't post it. If I see like, and it make me cringe when I see one of my parents. They be like, "Hey, Miss, hey."
That's insane. That's insane.
I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because it makes it weird. Because
do you get questions about students and when you out?
No.
Like, oh, okay.
No, they don't. But they make it weird because they'll see me at school and be like, "Yeah, didn't I see you at
They gotta relax.
I see you at 3D," and I'm like, "Who?" And I've had parents come up to me like, "I see you at 3D." I'm like, "Oh, you did?" "Yes, I did." "No, you did." "I could have sworn it was you." "No."
Different Shay.
I can promise you I wasn't there. Okay. Or they'll be like, "I see you at law." I'm like,
not me.
"No." They be like, "Yes, I did. I know I see you." I'm like, "No, you did." And, you know, they be mad because they be like, "I know for a fact it was you." I'm like, "No."
I guess my thing is, and hopefully anybody watching, like the parent, like I would hope that they take a constructive criticism of this, but like, I just feel like the time and the place.
Yes.
And I feel like
yes,
that ain't the place all the time. Like, if you got a question about your kid and how they progressing in school or regressing, or either one, that's perfect.
Call me between
I'm trying to tell
7
you.
a.m. and 3:45 Monday through Friday during
it.
school time.
That's it.
But yeah, the parents don't have no coof sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was at work one day, and it was the morning time. I'm standing in my door, right, greeting the kids. Good morning. How y'all doing? Come on in. And a parent come up to me. Her child isn't in my class, but child is, And she said, when y'all next Ratchet Bingo show? I said, excuse me? She was like, when the next Ratchet Bingo show? I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, Shay, don't. I said, Miss Gail, what's up? She was like, what next? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I walked in my classroom because what?
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
Girl, get away from me. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, now if you see me in the streets at Walmart, I don't know, oh girl, look on the website. But I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they could just message you on Facebook like, hey, when the next...
Yeah.
When you can direct them to the
and I mean,
Ratchet Bingo page.
she came up like, yeah, what's up? Like, what's up with...
Did you see it, Ratchet Bingo?
I don't know.
Yo. That's funny.
I don't even know. And it'd be weird even with Ratchet Bingo because sometimes people, like parents or whatever, come in and be like, hey, I didn't know you do Ratchet Bingo. And then they see me at school and I'll be like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
Like, not too much. But yeah, people crazy.
But I guess, I guess back to, even because that part of nightlife as well, I guess, it seemed like, I think we so used to in the past where, a teacher is looked at as, hate to say, an old head, just boring.
Yeah.
Somebody just, at the school and they go straight home and they go back to school.
Church.
In that, too, you know, we think of the older times.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my best, and I'm glad because you're a teacher. I gotta ask you this, right? And I think, people always say back in the day, teachers didn't make no money.
Yeah.
Teachers didn't make no money. But one thing I think back in the day, teachers did have, or schools had with teachers, is longevity with teachers, not only in the school system but at a certain school.
Yeah.
So in the past, I don't know if you can. I didn't come up this way, but I know in the South they come up this way a lot. Where, you have a student who mother and aunt both had this teacher who now they have.
Yeah.
So it's a rapport there.
Yeah.
I think people so used to that, it's a whole new wave now. People done died, teachers done died, they done quit, COVID done did a wipeout with certain things. You had to change just the requirements to even teach in the school where sometimes you got people that's teachers, they not like the teachers we knew.
Teachers.
Yes. Not taking nothing from them because they can still be a great teacher.
Yeah.
They just don't have the credentials like a teacher, right? And you got a lot of that in the school now. So you might have some immaturity, you might have some lack of professionalism there. You might have a lot of things there now inside the school. And I don't know, I feel like it's that hard to deal with, but you have been a student and you came up, you went to school, and now being a teacher. Do you see do you see a night and day difference between teachers now and teachers in the past? Or the school system now versus the past? Yeah,
because teachers, I work with a lot of older teachers who've been teaching 30 years. And they're just so used to doing things a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As far as the curriculum, as
wash, I call it wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah. So a lot of the new changes that they're doing, they don't like. Because it's okay, we used to do it this way. Let's just continue doing it this way. So you have a lot of older teachers that's a lot more hesitant to do the computer stuff. And you know what I mean? They were the kids on the computers too much nowadays. But, us newer teachers, it's these kids know how to use computers better than half of y'all. You know what I mean? So it is a huge difference. And also these kids that we have nowadays.
Different kids
These kids are brilliant, but a lot of them don't want to do the work because you have a lot of their parents who may not have finished school. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, a lot of our parents didn't finish school. Either my mom didn't finish high school. You know what I mean? But it wasn't really like glorified. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know my mom didn't finish high school till I was almost grown.
Yeah.
You know what I
see
mean?
what you're saying, yeah.
But nowadays, a lot of these kids that's in school now, their parents didn't finish school. They doing whatever. So to them, school is not as important as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like we had to go to school, get good grades. If not, we got whoopings.
Yeah.
You got grounded. You didn't get Christmas. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it's like, I call you, I say your child's failing or whatever. It's like, okay then.
I know a lot of parents put a lot of pressure on the teachers to get their child right.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a group effort, and I don't think I only can speak about you, and maybe Miss Lucky, and maybe a few others. I don't think I've ever seen a teacher I know on my Facebook friends list at all say anything like other than we.
Yeah.
More than just like you. You know what I'm saying? The teachers, the parents be like, it's because the teacher not. I rarely see the teacher saying, oh, the parents don't. It's more so like they're not working with me to get their child right.
Yeah.
You know? It's a group effort.
Yeah.
It's like anything. It's like a team. It's like team basketball. You know, you can't just have one good player. You got to have 4. You got to have 5.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm doing everything I can do in the school, why don't you do it? Just meet me halfway doing something at home.
That's it.
Make sure the homework get done. Send him back to school. Boom. He ain't behaving. Talk to him. Send him back to school right. Her back to school right. And I think, but I know society is also different now. So,
but you know, a lot of times people say, "Oh, it's babies raising babies." I'm like, nah. Like these parents the same age as me, and I got 2, and my kids don't, operate the way some of these other kids do. But a lot of times you have kids that respect the teachers more than they respect their parents. I've had several parents call me and be like, hey, Ms. Gail, can you get on her? Like, or can you get on him? Because he kind of been like talking to me sideways. And I be like, you talking to your mama like that?
That's teamwork.
Yeah, and I be like, you don't talk to me like that, do you? No, so why you talking to your mama like that when she the one who got to feed you? You know, and as long as we're working together, we see improvement. Yeah. But when it's, okay, I'm going to send this home. I need you to work on it with them. And then I ask him, hey, you working on it at home? But no, my mama said, cool.
Now, stop right there.
I see where we at.
But
I see where we at.
Only thing I would say, because I try to see things like the whole side, both sides of the story, everything. And I definitely always understand where the teacher coming from, because my brother a teacher for one. My sister, she teaches here and there. So like, I knew a few subs and stuff. So I always knew that side was kind of tough. But I also see the societal side, and having like, whether you got a friend or whoever who got kids in school and they getting calls, and so I've always seen both sides of it, right? And I think, like we were saying earlier, you know how like you bag lady, that's just bag lady, like you carry all these bags, you doing all this stuff, and I do think sometimes they just neglect. They put down the wrong bag. Yeah. Let's say that they put the wrong bag down.
Yep.
But then they also channel that attitude to the wrong person. Yeah. So now you're mad at the teacher.
Yeah.
Because the bag you put down was really supposed to help her.
Yeah.
And it's not helping her. Mm-hmm. But you feel like somehow, some way that because that what she get quote unquote paid to do.
Yeah.
That she's supposed to take on extra.
Mm-hmm.
But I think nobody ever look in the mirror and say, well, look how you handling extra.
Yeah.
You put the most important bag down just now. You know? And I look at both sides of it, because like you said, it is some people, some teachers or people in schools that's not credited. Mm-hmm. And not saying that that's a bad thing, because there are people that are credited and that they don't care.
Yeah.
I was talking with Luck, and she said sometimes it's the older teacher, they like, I don't care. I'm doing this and that's it. Like, all they say, I got to read this, and they can sit down and watch TV. That's what I want to do. And so I think it's like a group effort or lack of effort sometimes in a group. But I don't think it's just one person anybody could just point the finger at. So I don't like when parents do it, and I don't see teachers do it. But if I ever saw a teacher do it, I would say the same thing. Like, I don't know if it's just the parents, it's probably just this, that, and third. Because whereas you know, Miss Gail might be, phenomenal.
Yeah.
2 classes down could be the worst teacher in the whole school.
She here winging it.
You smiling too much for me right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
She winging
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel.
But it's like that. It's like that in every school.
Any job.
Yeah.
It's like that. You got people that care about their job.
Yeah.
Then you got those that don't.
Yeah.
And they've been there for a long time. They feel like, look, I've been made it this long. I ain't got fired yet, right? So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Bare minimum is my middle name. And you can go above and beyond. Hope they pay you. And they make you feel bad for caring about the kids.
You know, I honestly feel like all jokes aside, if parents collaborated more with teachers, we would really, my favorite quote, get the biggest bang for our buck. Because a lot of times, and I see it from both sides because I have parents that be like, look, Miss Gill, I'm be honest, she ain't do her homework because I had to work overnight last night and, you know, she had to be dropped off. And when I went to pick her up, I left a book bag or, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I understand, but I also feel like if we communicated more instead of just when it's time for Honors Day or pizza parties or whatever, if we communicate like, hey, Ms. Gill, I'm working late this week. Is there anything she can do while she's at school? You know what I mean? So she don't have no homework. Cool. When they do the dismissal, she can do her homework then instead of me sending it home. But we don't communicate.
That's a good point, though, because I think when you think about communication and relationships, you always think boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other, but a lot of that is just in everyday life.
Yeah.
You think about, we just said from the principal to the security guard, whatever, like anybody, if everybody communicated and just chose to work together, it's a group effort, our efforts be seen more, you know, everybody wouldn't be as stressed out. You know, when everybody doing their part, you don't feel like you carrying all the weight.
Yeah.
But then like I said, you definitely have that divide and conquer thing where, like you said, you might want to move up. You might not want to just be a teacher. You might want to be something else. Well, somebody that been doing it for 12, 13 years ain't never got looked at to do anything else. Like, I don't know, she doing too much for me. You know, but that's the thing. Like then those, not you, but those two will have like a thing, and sometimes it just affect the kids.
Yeah,
because now the kids go in that class and saying, "Oh yeah, because Miss Gill," and they like, and
they'll do it. Oh my God!
And you should never do that with kids. I feel like it's just certain things you just don't do in front of kids.
You can't.
I don't care if they're in high school, middle school. Like you really have to be professional.
Yes,
and that's what I think most. It's in any arena. I don't care whether it's the nightlife, the early morning life, the afternoon life. It's lacking professionalism. Of your job.
Oh yeah.
It just, I was telling somebody the other day, like it's certain, like even me, like I'm a manager, so it's certain things I will not talk about with somebody that's not a manager.
Yeah.
I don't care how cool you are.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not a manager, bro. So I can't have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
You might be right head on what you're saying. I can't even tell you that, bro.
Let me tell you. And when it's dealing with children, you have to be extra careful.
Yep.
Like a lot of times when I see teachers, you know, they do or say certain things, I'm like,
even alluding to something is like these kids are smart.
I'm like, are you like you're being crazy right now? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, okay? No teacher is perfect, okay? And God knows I've had my days, but it's just certain things. Like you can't say certain things to kids. You know what I mean? You can't like embarrass them. I don't, you know, condone that. I don't condone saying, you know, calling them out of their names or just being mean to them. You know what I mean? But when I see certain teachers, I'm like, girl, you are about to be fired. And I'm about to tell on you, actually, because you are losing it. Like, you can't be mean to these kids. You can't say anything and everything because everybody got a mama. Okay? And if her mama come up here about you, I'm going to testify that you did it. Okay? And you can't put your hands on these people's kids. I'm big on that.
Yeah. No,
you cannot put your hands on these people's kids.
I wasn't born yet, but I wasn't a fan of it in the 70s, in the 80s, 60s. I just feel like, even as a parent, it's just so many different ways to parent and teach a lesson rather than me just raise my hand and slapping out somebody. I just can't see it. And I feel like as a leader, that's a good thing. As a leader, I feel like great leaders find different ways to reach different people. So I'm not saying you never gonna have to pop somebody. I'm not saying that. But you ain't. That's never the first choice all the time for everybody.
My dad used to say it's more than one way to skin a cat.
There you go. Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
And don't get me wrong, they do need a little pop.
Every now and then,
My 3-year-old, I thumped him so hard yesterday, and when I did it, I was like, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have did that."
You wear glasses?
Huh?
You wear glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I know your thumbs probably hurt because y'all be lifting your glass up all day with your finger and stuff.
I felt so bad. And I said, I probably could have just said, Jack, stop. But it was like he just needed it in
Did he
that
stop?
moment. But yeah, you can't put your hand on people's kids.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a fan of that at all. So I know earlier we talked, and I want to attend you for a minute, but I know earlier we talked on that. Before we leave the teaching side though, like what's some pros and cons, and like far as what you get from teaching, what you see from teaching. Now, it ain't gotta be your first experience, but just what you see.
Pros, of course, the holidays. The time
Yo,
off.
relax. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, the first pro, my days off. The summer. That's crazy.
The days off, okay, the schedule, of course. Mm-hmm. I love being able to drop my kids off to school and pick them up every day. I love being able to get home and cook dinner. You know what I mean? As far as the actual profession, I love seeing kids grow. Like when I get my middle of the year scores and my kids done grew, I want to do a parade down the hallway. Y'all see my kids? You know what I mean? So that's probably the biggest thing. And then also just seeing your kids transition up to the next grade, and then they come back and be like, what's up? Like now they think you the cool teacher because they done had you. And also just like helping other teachers. Like in my role, I, mentor a lot of newer teachers, or if they need help. I love making teachers better. I love giving you a cheat sheet. I love, being like, hey, don't work that hard.
No, it's crazy. You saying this like, you don't really realize how much time passes by because I remember your first year teaching. Yeah. And now you're telling me you're a mentor. I'm like, damn, time is really flying.
And let me tell you, my first year, I was failing horribly.
I remember your first year because you was right there. Yeah.
I was.
About the spring, yeah.
Yeah, I was really just like, okay, what is supposed to look like? And then I think for me, the reason I'm so passionate about mentoring teachers is because my first year teaching, the team that I was on, they let me fail every time.
But not for nothing. You was very professional about that.
Yeah.
Because I've had convos with you and you would never bash nobody. But
every time they let me fail, every time they let me get rolled up. And I'm like, why y'all ain't say nothing? And it's like, I used to be like, it's cool. It's cool. Because it made me a better teacher. Right? And it made me be more resourceful. And now, being a mentor, teacher, a lot of teachers, I'm like, hey, don't work that hard, girl, look. Or, let me give you this. Or, I already did it. You know what I mean? You can just, don't reinvent the wheel. Just look at what I did, And a lot of times teachers be like, dang, you are so resourceful. Like, you are so helpful. I'm like, yeah, because it doesn't do me any good to watch you work so hard or watch you fail when I can just show you how to do it. You know what I mean? Your kid's not getting it. Let me give you an anchor chart. Let me model for you real quick so you can go back in and show them what I just showed you and they'll get it. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not making you a better teacher, then you doing a disservice to these kids. You know what I mean? And what's going to end up happening is that if they don't get it with you, when they get to the next grade, that teacher going to have it 10 times harder. Yeah, because what you should have gave them, now she got to give them what she got to give them plus what you should have gave them.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the epitome of teamwork, though, because you think about the long game, not just this grade, not just this year, but think about the next few years. That teacher get this person in 6th grade, and they ain't learning stuff in 4th grade. Let's get it right now. Yeah. So that down the line, nobody's got a harder job. Yeah. And then this kid ain't got to go through. Who knows? He might get ridiculed. He might, or she, whatever. But I do think it's like I said, that's like a full circle response right there. You just said like. But watching another teacher fail really is insane, though,
And they let them. Oh my God.
But I think it's one of them things where too, like I've seen a lot, especially with women, especially black women, but women. I think it's some things where our generation, how we came up with like just go getters. Like you want to get it. Like the goal ain't to just come be a teacher for 20 years and retire. Yeah. Like, I want to go up. I want to move up. I want to be in charge of possible. I want to show form of leadership, and that's foreign to some people, and it looked like too much. You want to do too much,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you fail so you can stop doing so much.
Yeah, because they want you to be good, but not better than them.
Of course not. No. Mm-mm.
And I've had teachers who have been like, "Oh yeah, girl, like you real smart." I'm not real. I don't get me wrong. I'm smart, but I'm really resourceful. Okay,
Yeah.
if you tell me to do something, I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. And don't let me find like a loophole.
It's a wrap.
I'm gonna put my whole team on. Don't let me find a loophole. My whole team gonna get the loophole.
That's how it should
And
be.
then when it's time to have it done, they gonna be like, "Oh yeah, girl, your whole team did. I know." Yeah. Because I am no better than my team. And I'm not one of those leaders who I can be like, "Oh yeah, I did it, but my team didn't."
Yeah.
Because you just as good as your team. Because
That's
if we
right.
go in a meeting and my principal say, "Okay, yeah, Gail did it, but your team didn't," I look just as crazy as
Yeah.
them.
You don't win. Like I don't get an individual award. It's not making me win.
You don't.
Yeah.
But you
don't win.
have teachers and just people in any profession who feel like, "Oh, as long as I did it,
Mm-hmm.
then that's cool." No, I need my whole team to do it.
As a leader, I always said this in my last company I worked for, and I was telling them like, they'd be like, "Oh, well, why are you so shut and this not that, and why are you so and this not? Why you do this good and they don't do it?" I'm like, "Well, look, let me know what they ain't doing. I can try to help them.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about them,
Yeah.
but I try to show people. But I realize when you're younger sometimes and you innovative, they feel disrespected. But I'm still show you either way because I always feel like this: if I don't show you what I know, I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna show everybody how to do it. So this way, I don't have to carry that burden of like feeling like I'm doing all the work.
Yeah.
And it's like, give me all the credit, cool. If I don't get none of the credit, cool.
Yeah.
But I want to have the credit of the impact. I care about that more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that go a long way, like you said, with your students when they out your class and they still coming to visit you. When they out your school, they still coming to visit you. When they telling you, they finding you places, they send you somewhere, and you get the message you'll get sooner if you ain't got it yet. I miss you. I love when I was in your class because this helped me do this. You showed me I could do X, Y, Z. Like, you really empower people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I asked you this, and I know, like I said, you the homie, so I already know how you are. Your mom be going million by the minute, but to me, I think that's a pro of teaching. Like, to me, like, that impact on, like, a person when they 7, 6, 8, realizing that 28, that got them to 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thought of you all through life. Yeah. You taught them in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, whatever, but, like, they applied that 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Like, they always applied it because of how easy you made it seem or how impactful you were or whatever you instilled in them to empower them to be better. Yeah. And I think that if more teachers looked at it that way, it not everybody, but the ones that maybe don't take the job as serious will take their job more serious. Because I do think that empowerment is like, you can't buy that. Like,
yeah, because I mean, as a teacher, don't get me wrong, I'm here to teach you. But to me personally, my job is to make you guys better people. Mm-hmm. Just as far as like my students, I teach them manners. I teach them responsibility. Like, yeah, you did your homework, but your mama sending me a picture of your homework. Don't do that for me. If you don't have it in your hand, I don't want it. Right. Tell your mama thank you, but it's still not going to be graded. But I teach them so much because I want them to be better people. You know what I mean? Teaching them simple stuff like personal space, saying excuse me, not being mean because being mean to people don't get you nowhere. You know what I mean? It's life lessons that I teach them. For example, like this little girl, I taught her in 4th grade. This had to be like 4 years ago. So I want to say she's in like 7th, 8th grade now. She sent me an email the other day. She was like, "Miss Gail, I want you to know I'm doing so much better." You know what I mean? Because when I taught her in 4th grade, she had such a nasty attitude. And I used to be like, "I'm going to break you. I'm going to break you before the year over with." And she just used to have such a nasty attitude. And I was like, "You're not going to get far with that. People not going to be your friend." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And she didn't understand it then. But by the end of that year, her attitude was so much better. And so now when I check in with her, she be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm the math club president." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you see, when you have a good attitude, people are drawn to you. But when you have a nasty attitude, nobody want to deal with you.
One thing so when I did the teacher thing at Joe's the other day, it may be, I having this moment I thought I could be a teacher, right? I don't want to be a teacher though. Like, I ain't talking about school.
You'll be good.
I think so, but just, okay. I don't know. But I made in my mind, I was thinking of, what y'all call them? a lesson. I guess a lesson. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all call them nowadays, but a lesson plan.
Yeah.
And definitely in Augusta, but in the South, because most people they live here most of their life, whatever. I thought it'd be a good idea to you know how you got people in the class, you got popular kids, you got not popular kids, quiet kids, whatever, right? Nobody know who gonna be what. So like, you randomly take pieces in the jar, whatever, and then you gotta kind of like do like a life simulation. Mm-hmm. What happens? That popular kid may get like, okay, you gotta go interview at Walmart. Okay. Say Walmart, right? Well, the kid everybody bullying.
Yeah, I guess who the manager is. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think kids get to realize that because that's how life be for real.
Yeah.
Like you was high school, you bullying, you teasing, you doing all this stuff, and then life. You gotta get a little part-time job or something at this company, and the person you got to interview with, the person you went to school and you was not the book out their hand. You know what I'm saying? You did something to them. It's not just that it gotta be like that, but it's just the fact that if being cordial, nice, and like go a long way.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be the nice person to the person, but people ain't gonna forget when you was mean to them. But I don't think kids realize that. But I understand as kids, we also have a very because even adults got a very skewed version of life, very small version of how life works. Yeah. Until, like you said earlier, somebody. You travel, I'm pretty sure like even with your boyfriend, like I'm pretty sure that y'all traveling has opened his eyes to different ways the world can work and different views of the world. Yeah. Rather than just like I've been in these two states of my life. These two states of my life. I only know sports and this. Now I know this. I know that. I know this culture. I know that culture. Yeah. Like that kind of it helps your brain grow, and then most times like your mind expand and you start thinking different things. So you ain't say no cons to teaching. I don't know like.
Cons.
Can I ask you about gender? Would that be a con at all? Like, is gender a thing?
I mean, teaching is is more women than men, of course.
No. I mean like in progression. Or it's not. No.
So okay. I don't really think so. Not nowadays.
I see a lot of women in leadership in schools now. Yeah. But I meant like more so on what y'all do and the feedback y'all get from what y'all do. Like if a man should go to the club, is it fine? Is okay? Like when you obviously you gotta watch what you're doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, okay, as far as like gender, as far as like I'd rather work for a man principal than a woman. Just depending on who she is. Like I've had women principals, but like right now I have a male principal, and he's so cool. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times men, they don't engage in, like the mess, the gossip. They more
about their business.
They about business. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, this is what need to be done. Okay, let's get it done. You know what I mean? Or if something happened, they address it and they keep it going. They don't, address you, talk about you. Now it's the whole school note. Now it's like, oh, girl.
Not beauty shop.
Right. You know what I mean? And just working for a woman or women in the past is totally different. It's totally different. But as far as cons, I feel like when you're a younger teacher, some older teachers have a hard time receiving you. They have a hard time allowing you to be in charge. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably the biggest con. Because I know, like, one year I was, like, the grade chair, and I was probably, like, one of the youngest teachers. They weren't trying to have that.
They weren't going for
that. They were
that.
like, girl, I've been teaching longer than you've been alive. Ain't nobody listening to you. And I'm like, but I always say, when you good at your job, they don't have no choice. Yeah. And I know that year in particular, they were so hard on me. They would, like, leave me out of things and just be mean to me for no reason. But then at the end of the year, when they see how good I was at my job, they had to apologize. And they was like, you know what? We owe you an apology. And I said, you know what? It's okay because I never took it personal because at the end of the day, I'm good at my job. And when you good at your job, nobody can take that from you. You don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. All right. Meme of the year. before I want to do the relationship questions real quick. But like, I know I mentioned like relationship goals versus like what's cute for social media, and I asked you because I know like I've told you this a couple times, but like I've literally have known people to look at you as relationship goals, like XYZ, like Shay, because I'm just so happy for Shay. Just relax,
Let
bro.
me tell you, don't let nobody be your relationship goal.
Okay.
And I know before I got into a relationship, I was like, oh, that's relationship goals. And sometimes I see cute stuff on social media and I send it to my boyfriend. I'm like, see, we should be like this. And he be like, girl, stop looking at that. Because every relationship has its, pros, cons, just like being single.
Mm-hmm.
It's pros and cons. But when you see stuff on social media, people only show you what they want you to see. You know what I mean? Like, of course, when you see pictures of me and my boyfriend, or he does something for me, or I do something for him, it's like, oh, that's a good woman. Don't even know that I really be getting on his nerve a lot.
I can definitely. Women are annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why, but I love you to death. But god damn it, man. But to what you said, I just wanted to say because I think all things can be true. Like you said, like, so you post a picture, not necessarily you, but just people post a picture, relationship go whatever. And I'm big on the pictures worth 1,000 words, but I feel like we only say the 500 good ones. We don't be like, damn, I wonder what he did.
Yeah.
Damn, I wonder, what made him go on this trip?
Yeah.
Why did he need to, do all? Because sometimes the picture's the picture, but we had to do this because maybe somebody did this, maybe we was not talking for a week because this happened.
Yeah.
We had a little issue and an argument here, so now it's a lot of things that we don't talk about when you see these pictures. We only talk about the good stuff, and then what happens is when your relationship going through real relationship stuff, you feel like you're in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
But it's very normal to not get along every day.
Yeah.
I ain't saying every single day don't get along, but it's normal to not get along every day though.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I feel like, especially like when people be like relationship goals, is like, what's truly the goal? To look happy?
Yeah.
Because we can look happy.
I posted, oh my God, that's funny you said.
Like,
I had that same
me
conversation.
and my boyfriend look happy all the time. If you see us out, we look happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have our issues? Absolutely. Do we have problems that we have to work through? Of course. But I also feel like when you're in a relationship, if this is something that we both truly want, we'll do the work for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also, you have to be mindful of what you share. Because like when we take pictures, like when we be out of country and when we went to New York and I posted that thing for his birthday and, everybody was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like she's the best girlfriend ever. Not knowing like our last day in New York, I tried to leave him in New York.
Hey.
Okay.
I think
switched his plane seat.
People
okay?
don't really realize that in relationships, like, even as we're posting stuff, even as we're out having a good time, like, it literally be just an hour of the whole 3 days we was out, right?
Yeah.
That 1 hour be so bad. It make you question the whole first 47 hours you had. Like, damn, so annoying. Like, why I just can't get along?
We had an amazing time in New York.
It take one bad argument.
Listen, that last 12 hours, I'm like, how can I change his seat to the back of the plane? We walking through the airport. He on that side, I'm on this side. But it's like, people think it's relationship goals.
But and there's nothing wrong with that. Cause I do think it's amazing. We said, I don't want to say something where we talking outside our mouth, because earlier we did say something like, it's good to be excited about goals.
Yeah.
So saying relationship goals, I guess if you're saying that like in the sense of, oh, I'm about to be excited about getting into a relationship, I'm gonna be excited about a relationship, I'm cool with that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't want people thinking that means nothing negative is gonna happen.
Yeah.
That like you're not gonna have to forgive, forget, or something like that. Like it's things. Somebody's gonna do something to upset you. We all human. Mm-hmm. You might just be annoyed. Some girls are just annoying. Yeah. Some guys are. You know what I'm saying? But definitely girls. Definitely girls.
In our relationship, I'm definitely probably, but he annoys me too. But now where we are, we're in a space where we communicate a whole lot better. And we've never allowed things to linger in our relationship. Like, if we get upset, we say we got to say, I might need an hour or two or whatever, and then we're
need a lot
back
of time,
to,
Shay.
You said what?
You need a lot of time, Shay. You said you went from a minute, 5 minutes, now an hour or two is crazy.
I'm saying not an hour or two. It's like, all right, I'm gonna call you back.
Oh yeah.
You know
Definitely
what I mean?
hour or two
Like,
then, yeah.
Or his thing is, I'm gonna talk to you later. All right, cool.
Oh yeah, I'm big on that.
But
Shout out to him.
I used to feel like, oh, this was relationship goals. And once I got into a relationship and I realized this is a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of being accountable, being vulnerable, you know, allowing yourself time to really, do I really want this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's a real question.
It's a lot of give and take.
It's a lot of give and take.
You gotta learn. You gotta get learned.
Yeah.
You gotta accept when you get learned. Like, damn, how you know that shit? Yo, okay.
And you want to know, but the biggest thing is, like, real relationship goals versus what people think is cute is people have to take on everything that you have.
Yeah.
Even like going back to being a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I say my boyfriend is my helpmate, if I say, babe, can you go pick my dad up from dialysis, make sure he eats, make sure he takes his medicine, he'll be like, okay, yeah, I got you.
I'm glad you said that, because when you think relationship goals, that's another thing. Like, people don't throw that in there, but like, your problems are not my problems.
Yeah.
And mine are yours.
Yeah.
And that's relationship goals for me. Like,
yeah.
Is it gonna be we, or is it gonna be I when I'm fucked up? You know what I'm saying? When stuff is bad for me, is it I gotta get through it, or we gonna get through it?
Yeah.
You know?
And so
I don't care about a picture. I want to take nice ones, don't get me wrong. Yes, it's cool for memories.
And a lot of times you be seeing these relationship goals, but he might be struggling, going through it. She might be like, I mean, girl, that ain't my problem. Like, he got himself in that situation. You know what I mean? And like, I can honestly say, with me and my boyfriend, it's a us. When things happen, whether we planned it or not, okay, how we gonna figure this out? You know what I mean? And the biggest thing about being in relationships that I tell a lot of my friends is you have to unlearn a lot of toxic behaviors. And that's something that I really had to work on. Because as far as like stonewalling, you know, when you get mad, I don't want to talk to you for a week or two.
Oh, that's definitely me. A month. Give me a month.
Yeah, but I learned that from, you know, my past dudes, where my boyfriend, if we get upset, he'll be like, all right, I'll be back. And I'm like, no, you ain't got to come back. I'm good. Da, 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 da. And he'll come back and be like, all right, I'm going to stay tonight. No, you're not. And he'll be like, all right, scoot over. And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? But past relationships, them dudes don't talk to me for like 2, 3, 4 days. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, can we talk now? And they like, nah, I still don't want to talk. You know, so it's a lot of, you know, things that you really have to like work through. And like, I'm still learning not to be toxic.
Yeah, it's hard to unlearn that. It's hard to unlearn
It is.
stuff.
I think I'm like 95%.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
I asked him. He said 72.
No. No, I am. Because let me tell you, one thing that's different about him that I love so much is that it's just certain things he don't allow. Like, if we get into it and I be like, hollering, he be like, hey, I don't know who you hollering at, but you need to tone that down.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, you hurt my feelings. You know what I mean?
Be hurt, but be low.
Past situations, you know, he go here, I'm up here. You up here, nigga, I'm on the roof, cause what's up? You know, but we don't have those situations. But yeah, relationships are hard. But I can say when you get into the rhythm, it gets easier. Like we've been together 2 years. We're finally in like a rhythm where we have 8 good days to 2 bad days, if that. So yeah.
Okay. What's some do's and don'ts? Relationships.
Do's is we have to balance time. Like, we have to make time for just us.
Okay.
Like, normally we have like a weekly date night, but even if we don't get a chance to go out, we can do like an in-house date night or whatever. So we have to balance that. Because his job, he has so many, you know, and I'm so busy. So we always have to make sure we have time for each other. Another do is Just like making sure we communicate, you know what I mean, regardless of what it is. Some don'ts is trying to not have like people in our business. You know what I mean?
Clap it up. The first don't is amazing don't, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, because listen, don't get me wrong, like we confide more so in our parents. You know what I mean? Like I can appreciate his parents because his mom, she is zero nonsense. If he wrong, now you wrong now. Okay? She holds him accountable. But you know, when you're in a relationship and you have friends, it's like, girl, let me tell you what he did. Da, 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 da. But, you know, over these last 2 years, we've learned who we can talk to and who we can't talk to.
So the question I would have with that is like, because I mean, I've grown to know that I say women, it could be men too. I don't know. I don't really tell my business, but I guess I might be different. I don't know, unicorn. But like I know women like they want to vent, so you might call your homegirl this and third, right? And my only issue with the homegirl thing is, it depends on who the homegirl is, first of all. If this is the homegirl that can't keep a man, because then why are we talking to her, right? Let's start there, right? Or is this the homegirl that like is gonna tell you right because they're like a yes homegirl anyway? So no. Or is this the homegirl like it's gonna be like really like hear you out and then be like, yeah, I think you were kind of wrong here.
Yeah.
Not saying that you need to be wrong because you might not have been wrong, but like which one you telling our business to? But I also feel like the more people you tell your business to, I feel like now you kind of expand the relationship for some reason.
Yeah.
Like people feel like they got to say so in your relationship.
Yeah.
But then it's hard to like really get past certain issues because once I feel like you done talk to somebody, I'm gonna know when it ain't you talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, who? Hold on, bring it back. Say that again, because you even say the same words as motherfuckers saying. Like that's not even in your vocabulary.
Yeah.
You talking to that idiot, ain't you? So now I'm mad at your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like now we can't even do group nights and stuff. So it's just like it'd be a lot of turmoil. So I really feel like that's a big don't. It's like I ain't saying don't tell nobody your business because everybody might not can't do that, but I definitely feel like you got to be very selective.
Yeah.
And you got to be very selective of who you tell your personal business to.
And you do, and you know, like what I've learned is like, you know, Coop, he'll confide in like his homeboys or whatever. And I'll confide in some of my friends, but you also got to know who to tell. Like, it's certain things that happen. I'll call my homegirl Key. Why? Because Key is in a relationship. 9 times out of 10, she can relate to everything I'm saying. She gonna give me the do's, the don'ts, and she'll be like, all right, now, friend, you was wrong. Nah, because what if he would have did this? What if he would have said that? You know, or I'll confide in my mom. And then there's certain things that if it's too personal, I'll just discuss it with him, and that'll just be that.
Yeah, that's
because
amazing.
Because you don't mind telling your friends certain things, but from experience, I've learned it's certain personal things nobody should know about your partner
at all.
You know what I mean? Like it's certain things where it's like I don't want to tell nobody because I don't want them to know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
makes
about
sense.
him.
Yeah.
You know, so
you gotta protect your partner at the same time.
Yeah.
Even in the midst of, I guess, battle or argument, like you still gotta be that protector for him or her. You know, whatever you're into. But yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like too. Reason why I besides just being a very private person, I really think too, I probably couldn't do that only because I feel like me, if I'm talking to a girl and or my girlfriend, I'm like, all right, well, I know how I feel about her.
Yeah.
So I might be mad today. I ain't gonna be mad tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't mean physically tomorrow. I just mean, in the future. I tell somebody this situation, they don't have the same feelings for this person as I got for that person. It ain't gonna change. So they stuck in that, oh, you made him feel this way. So now they kind of got this, like, giving me this look. Yeah. And I feel like I don't ever want to put my partner in that kind of situation ever. Yeah. So I would rather just not say certain things. Like, certain things I just never going to speak on. I'm like, we'll handle it. Because we can curse each other out. Or we can, like, throw sarcasm and joke at each other. Like, oh, like you did that, like such and such. Like you did this. We could do that and get over it. Yeah. Anybody else doing that to her. Yeah. And that's why they're doing it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it should be a different conversation. And so I feel like that's a big don't for me. Like the whole just telling all your business. And then you never know what friend you tell. You never know what friends is friend with other friends, that's friend with other friends. They don't like you. A lot with girls.
Let me tell you, And you, let me tell you, we had an experience with that where it was like, okay, he said something to somebody, then they got back to him. I'm like, nah, who the fuck you told? And you know, it's like when you think, dang, if I wouldn't have said that, that wouldn't have got out. So we've both had like a humbling experience where it's like, you know what? Next time we're gonna keep that side.
Trial and error.
Yeah, because it's like when it comes back to your doorstep where it's like, damn, it was my fault that got out.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I know going forward who to talk to and who not to talk to.
But I think we see so much. I know you do. I mean, because like I said, I say 2019, Shay 2021, Shay 2025. Because I remember like it was a time where you say you don't want tea now, but they were just giving it to you. I mean, you were getting dissertations. Hey, yo, I need advice, and like it's somebody you might be cool with.
Yeah,
like you know this person. It's a whole stranger to you.
Yeah.
Not knowing you know the person, like, hey, look, this was going on. You're like, damn, I know all this business for what? For what? You know?
Yeah.
But I say this, like, sometimes just those little small things you tell somebody and then they tell somebody else, like, you never know who really in your business.
Yeah.
So not even about somebody disliking you, just not knowing, like, who in your business.
Yeah.
And that's how somebody get, oh, you know, such. Oh, yeah, I know her because, you know, she do such. They don't know you at all.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what I don't like. Like, I don't like when people come and say, oh, yeah, I heard such and such and such, because who you heard it from?
I'm trying to tell you.
Like, I need names. You know what I mean? And I think for us,
I need names.
Yeah. But for us, it's like we're very particular on who we share information with, because as far as like social media, I don't care what we go through, it won't ever touch social media.
Yeah.
Because that's like a non-negotiable. Do not let it touch social media. Oh. But yeah, we don't let it touch social media because that's ground for termination. Like if it touch social media, we're done.
Yeah. I think the argument on social media is insane. Going back and forth with me is insane. I think just displaying that, like, I'm actually okay with just displaying only the good side. If that's what you want to do. But I don't think we should ever open the door to like the negative side of our relationship.
Never.
At all. They think perfect. Let them think perfect, but don't let them think it ain't us.
Yeah.
So, that's. But I wanted to ask you no question about relationship stuff, because I do think that was important. But that was a big don't. I think that was probably the best thing you said all day to me.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's a big thing.
Listen, we be locked in. People be like, "Oh, how y'all doing? Oh, we are good. We good." Not knowing we just got through almost about to kill each other, but you know, that ain't your business. It ain't.
And then I think this might be on. Yeah, all the thing. Yeah, man, this was dope. See, I knew that having you on to start the year, I wanted to do, but I also felt like people didn't hear from you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know, like, obviously, everything I won't touch on per se, but I did want them to get just a glimpse of you, because, like I said, you don't do the podcast like that anymore. You used to go live, too. You don't go live like you used to no more. I know. You're really an old lady now, Shay. Like, you gotta, you got to youngen up, man. You got to youngen up.
Listen, I be chilling. I really do. I be chilling.
I was telling, but Bailey's out the room now. You can sit right here. I was telling her, I was like, you know, it's a picture of me and her that you took. I don't even remember that when we at the stage or something like that. And so she was seeing. I was like, nah, you don't know who Shay is, but Brooke know who you are. Yeah. But I said no. She took a picture of us one time, and Bailey was super small, like she's tall now, but small, and she was in a jumper. But yeah, man, this was dope. I definitely appreciate you coming to the podcast.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
You gotta do. You got. But I do think people, it's people like you, like that. That's teachers that's in the limelight, just on social media. I be feeling like people that got platforms should bring on. But I know everybody don't treat their platform like I treat my platform. You know?
And you know what? Even though like I don't podcast and all the other stuff, at the end of the day, I still like hold myself as a certain brand. So it's sometimes people invite me on podcasts, but I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't associate myself with your.
I had Jordan Johnson the other day, and he asked me about a podcast, and I was like, I don't talk bad about nobody's stuff. I try not to do it myself. I know I joke a lot, but I won't talk bad about nobody's stuff. I said, but if you go on this podcast, I would just tell you, look at previous stuff they done. Yeah. And then think of what stuff they can do after you, and if you want yourself attached to those things. Yeah. Because like might have you on and do a good episode, right? And then the next one is like strippers and ass shaking,
and they
or
gonna
whatever.
be like,
you know
"What
what
are
I'm
you
saying?
on that podcast?"
Why you? Yeah, and then they got all the other things that you don't align yourself with. So I think that's a big deal for me. So like, I think it's the lane for certain podcasts, obviously, but I feel like the guests I get on, they wouldn't get on certain podcasts anyway.
Yeah,
so.
and like, I'm not gonna lie, it has been a few people be like, "Oh, you should come on the podcast." I'm like, "Girl, no, y'all be on there smoking and."
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I ain't with all that. Like,
I can't.
I hate the aesthetics. I hate the aesthetics of the podcast. Like, people think they gotta. I'm good for the message, but the thing you gotta get on and look cool.
Yeah,
that's I'm not with it.
Yeah,
so.
no.
But if I see a show or something I think you should get on, I'll definitely send it your way.
Okay.
I do feel like you got stories and you got like stuff you can talk about, not just relationship, not just teaching. There's a lot of stuff that you know that you can talk about and still maintain your same image and brand. So. That'd be dope, man. But and also don't forget in that shirt, in that bag, you can get the large. So you wrote in the medium, so that's fine. I'm gonna keep that, but you can get the large after you get done.
You.
Yeah, definitely do. So tell them where they can find you at. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, but
when I do be on social media, of course, Shay Good on Facebook. That's really it. Like, I'll be on Instagram a little bit, but more so Facebook. Instagram,
you definitely a
I
Facebook
just be
person.
watching. I more so just watch. I don't really post. Yeah.
All right, man. One Message Podcast, we out. I thank Shay for coming through, starting the year off right. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for her one more time. Definitely. All right, man. One Message Podcast, we out.